Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy Kevin Forte, and we are taking a look today at the Calgary Flames and the fallout with Matthew Tkachuk. Other teams that were interested in Tkachuk, some of the offers that were thrown around that maybe gives you some intel on what teams may be offering up in terms of trades this summer. We aren't done yet. There are still guys available, so we're going to go over that today. So, what could have been? Two teams in particular were very much attached to the idea of bringing in Matthew Tkachuk. Now, we talked about before the NHL draft here this July, we talked about how the New Jersey Devils had made a serious push for Matthew Tkachuk. At the time, the Flames had rejected the trade and sent out to the NHL world, we are not trading Tkachuk. We want to keep him. We want to make sure we get this done. And once Gaudreau left, Tkachuk said, yeah, you know what, I'm out too. And we already did a video talking about the trade itself, but we want to talk more today about the trades that could have been, the trades that didn't occur from the fallout of him going to the Florida Panthers inevitably, but many other teams were interested with plenty of assets to go to the Flames. So this is the first one here from Stéphane Lavoie and Frank Seravalli. The Canes and the Blues were among the teams deep in trade talks on Matthew Tkachuk. Devils were really interested as well. And that kind of follows the report and is followed up by some leaked information regarding the trade package put together for Matthew Tkachuk per Jeremy Rutherford. Now this is kind of interesting. The Blues' final offer involved Vladimir Tarasenko, Marco Scandella, and a high draft pick. And the Hurricanes had offered a deal that also included Marty Necas. It's kind of interesting to see that, again, we don't know what the packages entailed, but considering what Florida gave up, right? They gave up Huberdeau, Weegar, a first-round pick, and Cole Schwindt. I think they had the best offer. But when you consider Tarasenko, Marty Necas, pretty big-name players around the league, that's quite interesting to see those were on the table. Shows you that the Blues are really trying to trade Tarasenko, and I think that is they are looking at it in terms of they still see an opportunity here where they could bring in a Tkachuk, right, who they grew up in St. Louis. His dad was a member of the Blues at one point. So that was on the table, and I still think I truly believe they're still interested in Kadri. I think that's something that the Blues are going to consider until he's signed. And I think Tarasenko they kind of see as a guy that's taking up cap space, so they can't get that deal done. I really think they are in a spot where Tarasenko, if he starts the season in St. Louis, I will be genuinely surprised. I think there will be teams out there, whether that's the Devils, the Flyers, probably the Flyers more so, the Flyers, the Islanders, the Bruins, if they could somehow get the cap space. I think those are the teams that will end up getting Tarasenko before training camp. I just think it's just one of those things where Tarasenko rescinded his trade request, but I do think the Blues, a year from free agency, are looking at, listen, we're not going to have the money to keep Tarasenko next year. Let's just see what we can get for him now. Scandella, again, that one probably hurt the trade value because Scandella isn't seen as again, compared to Weegar, that's not even close, right? And even Huberdeau for Tarasenko, I'd take Huberdeau over Tarasenko. Again, both a year away from free agency. It's just overall, the Panthers had the better package. And what's interesting here is Carolina threw in Marty Necas. They don't have the money to re-sign him, or at least they're still kind of teetering if they will re-sign him, which I think is crazy. I mean, he's a huge part of that forward group, and I don't see why they would trade him. But we know how Tom Dundon and the ownership there in Carolina is. They are not afraid to make trades. Very volatile team. They move pieces a lot, and I wonder if Marty Necas, if it's not in this trade, how far off is it for the next trade, right? Could we see Marty Necas to Tarasenko? Could we see something like that come to fruition? I think it would be very interesting. Overall, I think this is kind of just the fallout, right? And we've seen that two teams seriously threw in offers, the Devils as well. But the Florida Panthers ended up coming out with their guy. And that's maybe some insight, maybe kind of defending the Panthers. Oh, why'd the Panthers give up so much? Well, there were other comparable offers out there from other teams across the league. So it's not like the Panthers threw out this crazy offer that nobody else was offering. Other teams around the league were offering significant pieces for Matthew Tkachuk as well. So maybe defending the Florida Panthers for what they gave up. They really wanted the player. Bill Zito sees him as a generational talent, and I think other teams around the league did as well. Just couldn't fork over the assets that the Florida Panthers were willing to. So guys, that's it for today's video. Let me know what you think down below. What do you think of the future status of guys like Marty Necas in Carolina, Vladimir Tarasenko in St. Louis? Let me know what you guys think. Might be gearing us up here. I think there's still plenty of time here in the off season to see some movement here and there. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.